Welcome back to the shop. I have been busy with other projects and it's time to come back to the Top Flight Bonanza. And if you're not familiar with the Bonanza, a little recap. Um, the model came to me secondhand and I have been taking it apart, refurbishing it, fixing things, fixing hardware, updating hardware, uh, changing out servos, updating systems, putting in a new radio system, new battery, uh, replacing broken parts like broken Robart Aleo struts and checking over the engine, make sure the engine starts and runs. And I've been in the process of breaking in the engine too. Not as much because I've been busy with other projects, but it's coming along. So today, I wanted to first thank all of you who are watching in on this series. I really appreciate it because you guys are teaching me things, and that's fantastic. And one of the things that was a concern on this on my last update was the V-tail connection. Let me show you specifically what I'm referring to. On the belly here, on the aft portion, there are the connection servos to each of the V-tail control surfaces. And specifically over here, a lot of people were very concerned that I was using one of the nylon keepers. And that's a fair point. I personally have never seen one fail or heard of one failing, but it was mentioned enough times that I thought maybe I should heed a little bit of warning at the very least would be prudent. And so I swapped it out for a metal one. Now this metal this is spring steel and that's digging into brass. That's not coming off. Okay, I've tried to take those off. They do not come off easy. Let me tell you, if you've ever tried to take one off, they are difficult to take off and they also take off a lot of brass with them. So that is not coming off. At this point, the only other thing I could do to secure this more is to actually grind a flat spot on the control rod. But even then, that's tightened down too. All right, so moving on. Other thing, I went ahead and I updated the steering servo. That servo is right here. I'm using the same control disc that was installed before because it fit on the 24 spline servo that I replaced it with. So not a big deal there. Pretty easy. I had to redo some of the wiring because I had zip tied it out of the way. And that leads me to the next bit. The next bit involves these stupid little things. All right, so those stupid little things are these quick connectors they're pretty widely used in our hobby. I don't like them. So the reason I don't like them is the plastic is not very resilient. It does get brittle over time. On top of that, you have these O-rings and they wear out and you need to keep them lubricated and they're very prone to attracting dust and dirt and other debris because of the lubrication. And so then when you go to plug things in, that gets dirt and dust in your pneumatic system. I don't like that because then that goes into the other portions of like the pistons and stuff, and that makes problems over time. So these junk. That leads me to these. These are called lure fittings. These are designed for the medical industry. They're actually designed. It's a system of fittings for syringes, and the idea is that the syringe will fit onto this piece, and then you can fit whatever here. So these are 1/16 inch hose barbs, and I think both of these were like 20 bucks. It's a pack of 20, 10, I don't know, bunch of them. So there's a male and a female. These are the males because it's not based off of the threads, it's based off of how things plug together. So this is the male, and the male goes inside the female, okay? If I have to explain that to you, you're in trouble. So we have this fitting. Now, What's nice about this is, again, I can use the male and female to my advantage for simplistic stuff. Okay, so you have this, which just pushes right on there nice and snug. This is our usual pneumatic tubing that we use in the hobby. And you can just push this right on here and it's super tight and super sealed. Now, inside the airplane, to prevent dust and dirt from getting in, I have a male and a female. When I go to connect the wing, I have a male and a female on the wing too. So the male and the female should correspond to whatever is going in the wing. So let me explain how I sort that out. So inside the fuselage, we have the fittings that I hate. All right, so you've got the male portion that goes into the female portion. The male portion has the O-ring, right? And the female portion does not. And so we will try to coordinate these where you have the male and the female, and then it will plug into the corresponding male and female on the wing. So with this, I've just got this segment of orange tubing. I've got pink and purple already. And so I'm just going to use orange because that way I don't have to think about color and be like, where's this thing? What do I do? I don't, yeah, you just grab the color and you go to town. So I'm going to just pop this little segment off. This is the male and that's the female. And that's the male. And now we're going to do the same thing for the other one. We have the female. And then pop that on. Now to keep dust and debris out, we have a seal that screws together secure. It doesn't have any lubrication that is going to attract dirt and dust. It just stays there. Let's move on to the wing and I'll show you how we do that side. Again, on the wing, we have the male and female connections. And so we just need one more of each of these. You know what? I'm gonna, just to make sure I have a fresh piece of plastic on my hose barb that is sized for it, cut off a little segment so that it's brand new. Nice clean connection, and that also helps to prevent it from accidentally getting pulled inside here. Just because it's sideways, it just gives it a lot more resistance. Now, I've got something that I really want to share with you guys, and I have to first give a huge shout out to the person or company that supplied this, and that's Master Airscrew. Master Airscrew has been around for a very long time in our hobby, just like Dubro. We have some absolutely phenomenal companies in this wonderful hobby, and I could not be more thankful for them sending me out a propeller that I need for this model. I have been breaking it in with the 16.6 prop, but I did want to go to this 15-inch prop for a little bit more RPM. And I think this will do the trick nicely. It's a nice shape too. And what also is really nice about Master Airscrew is they're very durable. These props are dang near indestructible. I have seen them break, but it's usually like a complete nose pile into the ground situation. That also being said, I do have salvaged the original spinner. As you can see, it is faded. And this is supposed to be a clip of me showing you what it looks like against the new spinner. I lost the audio. Sorry about that. This last little bit I just don't have the audio for. So that's really all that I had prepared for you guys today. I do definitely want to get the center of gravity checked on this, but with the propeller, again, a huge shout out to Master Airscrew. Here I'm pointing out where I want to try to paint the tips just for a safety thing. I always try to do that uh, on most of my models anyway, unless it's not there for, scale purposes. But on this one, they always are because civilian stuff is safety. Yeah. So I'm going to run up the engine next, and that's really it for this video. Keep working on your flying works of art, guys. We're at 2,200 RPM. Which is what I want. New prop. be getting low on fuel.